I've been thinking about people saying things like I really needed to hear that, or I really needed this meditation, or I really needed um, that song today. And I've just been thinking about those kinds of needs and what people um, really need,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, and where that comes from, where's that need coming from, or that perceived need coming from?
Mm-hmm. Can you give me a little, maybe a little more specific or clear example of how people say this?
Um,
I'm not. I
yeah,
don't recall hearing anyone say that lately. So help me out here.
sure. I've heard it. Well, I was some friends,
Mm-hmm.
having a conversation with them, and you say something in the conversation, and they say, "Oh, I really needed to hear that. I need to be
Right.
reminded about that book. I needed
Right.
to be reminded about um, the meaning of life. Whatever. You got,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I see
yeah,
what you're saying. The
yeah,
kind of thing that you're saying. Uh, yeah. Yeah. That's right. Actually, people say that to me. Oh, that thing that you said that was helpful.
yeah.
Maybe they might put it like that. Yeah, I guess what I would say is that yeah, that's great, but it's always relative to where we are, where we're maybe we could say stuck or feel stuck in a particular moment, right? And it's like, okay, hearing that line from that song, I'm doing stuff with, pop song lyrics and so forth all the time, right? Um, uh, oh yeah, how many people heard that McCartney song? Oh yeah, just let it be, right? But the interesting thing is that when we hear that thing that we need to hear, then it we tend to feel, oh yeah, that's it. That's the thing. That's the thing that I should get tattooed, tattooed backwards on my chest, so I'll see it in the mirror every morning and be reminded. Um, and if you're smart, or if you've been around the block a few times with this stuff, you probably don't do that, because what you find out is that the thing that you think, oh yeah, this is it, this is the key thing, once you've heard it, if you've really deeply heard it, you don't have to keep hearing it. You don't have to hear it, So that makes this word need very relative. I don't need to hear it over and over the way I need to, eat meals over and over. If the thing really does its work, and this, if it really does its work, then hearing it deeply once. Now, most of us, because we have a certain amount of thickness, we'll need to hear it a few times. Uh, but we hear it once or we hear it a few times. If it's really done its work, then it's helped us let go of the little piece of ignorance. The kind of the classic one, the bottom line, the thing that we all need to hear, to use the classic story, is that tiger that's prowling in your living room is a paper tiger, right? That sense that existence is somehow dangerous or suspect or not okay, right? That tiger is a paper tiger. In other words, it's just an artificial construct that's been constructed by our mind.
Well, I've also thought that these statements, there's an implied lack of something. If someone needs something,
Yeah.
then there's some lack or some loss.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
I mean, real awakening. There's no.
right,
We awake to the fact that nothing is lacking.
right.
Nothing. To come back to something that one of my teachers said to me in 1993, and it was complete aha for me was, if, and you've probably heard me say this because I always steal all the best material from my teachers. If you were a Buddha, if you were an awakened one, what would you feel you needed to change about your experience, just as you're having it right now, David, right? Your experience right now, sitting in that room with that computer or phone or iPad or something in front of you, the temperature that it is, all of that. And whatever your state of mind is, if you were a Buddha, what would you feel you needed to change about this, your experience in this moment?
Nothing.
Exactly. Right? We have a winner. Right. Nothing. That's by definition. That's what it means to be Buddha, or that's one dimension of it, one benchmark of it is that to be a Buddha, to be awake, is to know that there's nothing needs to be added to or taken away from. The Buddha is not going to say, "Oh yeah, right here, looking through these eyes, experiencing David's experience. If only the walls were not that beige or cream color, whatever it is. If only the walls were a nice blue, then then I could exhale and life would be fine, right? I need to change that thing." No, we know, and everyone knows that instinctively, even if you haven't read, page one of Buddhism 101. We instinctively understand that it's to be a Buddha, to be awakened to the reality of life. You don't need to you don't need to change anything. Nothing's lacking, nothing's extra, nothing's off. So, if the Buddha knows that, and then you're sitting going, yeah, everything would be fine except, if the dog wasn't barking. Okay, now who's right? You or the Buddha? Right? I mean, David or Dean with the problematic sensibility, or Buddha David, Buddha Dean with the it's all cool sensibility, right? So so yeah, so if we hear this stuff deeply, if it really does its work deeply, we don't need to hear it over and over. We don't need to get up in the morning and go, "It's just a paper tiger, it's a paper tiger, it's a paper tiger." Right? Now, to some degree, yes, we do need to do that because our we've cultivated the habit of a problematic perception of reality over so many years. Right? We've had a lot of practice at it. We're very good at cultivating the sense that everything is not okay. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Right? So it takes a while. It takes some, getting our coat pulled again and again to, wait a minute, is that really the case? Is that the nature of reality, that things are not okay, or is that just some mental construct that I'm hanging on to? Now, of course, then another thing we have to say a few times or several times is this doesn't mean we become apathetic. There's still stuff to be taken care of. We still get hungry, we have to eat. We still get cold, we have to put another log on the fire or turn up the thermostat. We still have problems in our world. We have to be good citizens and help for the solutions to those problems. But that also is okay. Right? It's okay to have to do that stuff. That's a part of the bigger okayness. So yeah, all these reminders, all these, all the, I got a whole bookshelf full of books there, most of which I've not looked at in months or years, because they're good books. They worked. I don't have to keep reading them. Good book, good teaching, good teachers. So it should all be, making themselves obsolete. It's like a catalyst in a chemical reaction. You want it, something to happen between a couple chemicals. I don't know, hydrogen and oxygen. You want them to combine and make water. By the way, I got a D in chemistry, so I'm probably saying this wrong. But so you add a third thing, you add a third element, the catalyst that somehow makes the hydrogen and oxygen, unite to form water, but then the catalyst is pushed out of the 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 final composition is pushed out of the reaction. So good teaching should be a catalyst like that. Does that make sense? Cool.